Hi, I am Nash, and today our team dives into one of the most misunderstood moments. Together, we will look beneath the surface to find what grace has been trying to show us all along, that even in our confusion, God as truth still whispers through the noise. This is the God as Grace podcast, where faith is real, stories speak, and grace still changes lives. Welcome, everyone, to Heartfelt Conversations, where today we're diving into something truly profound. There's a kind of love most of us don't recognize until it finds us. It doesn't rush, it doesn't demand, it stays. And when it does, something deep in us finally exhales. Isn't that right, Jane?
Absolutely, Nash. It's like a quiet revolution happening inside you, Like you didn't even realize you were holding your breath until you finally let it out. And suddenly, the world looks a little softer, a little brighter.
It's a realization that often comes with a bit of a sting, too, I think, because you realize what was missing. So many of us, we grow up learning about achievement, about survival, about duty. We're taught to perform, to strive, to earn our place.
Exactly, James, but not about safety, not about the steady, patient love that holds you even when you're not shining. We internalize this idea that affection is a reward, not a baseline. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of our inherent worth.
Yeah, that's such a powerful point, Elena. We learn to perform for affection, to earn what was meant to be freely given. And that's a heavy burden to carry, constantly feeling like you have to be on or achieve something to be worthy of care.
It is. Think about it. How many of us spent our childhoods trying to get perfect grades, or be the best at sports, or just simply be good, hoping that would translate into love and acceptance? It's exhausting, honestly.
And the problem is, that conditioning sticks with us into adulthood. We bring that same performance for love mindset into our relationships, our careers, even our spiritual lives. We approach everything as if we need to prove ourselves to be loved.
It's a cycle that's hard to break because it feels so ingrained. We become incredibly good at protecting ourselves, at building walls, because vulnerability feels like a risk to that conditional love we're used to.
So, if that's the default, how do we even begin to recognize this safe, welcoming, constant love when it actually appears? What does it look like in the real world?
For me, it often starts with these really small, sincere gestures of caring. Suddenly someone shows you kindness without asking for anything back. It's not grand or dramatic, just a quiet, steady presence.
Like a friend who listens without judgment, right? Not offering advice, not trying to fix you, just truly listening and holding space.
Or even a stranger. Maybe a stranger smiles at you when you feel utterly invisible, and for a split second, you feel seen. It's those little moments that crack open the hardened shell we've built.
That's so true. I remember a time I was going through something really tough, and a colleague, someone I barely knew, just brought me a cup of coffee and said, "You look like you need this. No need to talk, just drink it." And it was such a simple act, but it felt like a hug for my soul.
See? It's not about grand gestures or big declarations. It's the consistent, gentle attention. It's when someone remembers a tiny detail about you or anticipates a need you didn't even know you had.
And for many, myself included, there's a spiritual dimension to this. Sometimes it feels like God whispers, "You don't have to be perfect, just present." And suddenly you realize, this is the love you've been missing all along.
Oh, James, that resonates so deeply. That permission to simply be without having to perform or earn anything. It's revolutionary, truly.
It's like a paradigm shift, isn't it? You spend your whole life navigating relationships with a certain set of rules, and then someone comes along and breaks them, but in the most beautiful, healing way.
It teaches you that you are inherently worthy of love, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. And that's a hard lesson to unlearn from a lifetime of conditional affection.
And this kind of love, it's not flashy, it's not conditional, but it is constant. It's the same love that Jesus modeled, in my view. A love that makes broken people whole because it sees what's sacred inside the cracks, inside the imperfections.
I love that, James. Sees what's sacred inside the cracks. It reframes our vulnerabilities, doesn't it? They aren't flaws to be hidden, but rather places where light can enter and healing can begin.
It's truly transformative. When you experience that kind of love, it doesn't just change how you see yourself, but also how you interact with the world. You start to recognize it in others, and hopefully, you start to embody it too.
And it makes you a softer person, I think, less defensive, more open, because you realize that true strength isn't about being invulnerable, it's about being able to receive and give that unconditional care.
It's about presence, being fully present with another person, giving them your full attention, your full heart, without an agenda. That's a rare and precious gift in today's distracted world.
And it challenges us to extend that same grace to ourselves. We're often our own harshest critics, but if we can accept this constant love from others or from a higher power, then we can start to offer it inward too.
Self-compassion is a huge part of this journey. We talk about receiving love, but how often do we actually give ourselves the same understanding and patience?
Not enough, honestly. We hold ourselves to impossible standards, but when you've been touched by true unconditional love, it's like it recalibrates your internal compass. You start to see yourself through kinder eyes.
It's a process, though. It's not like one gesture suddenly fixes everything. It's a series of moments, a cumulative understanding that builds over time, and sometimes you still revert to old patterns of trying to earn your worth.
That's very true, James. It's a daily practice, a constant remembering. But the beautiful thing is, once you've tasted that freedom, that sense of genuine belonging, you know what to look for, and you know what you deserve.
So for anyone listening who feels like they've never really known this kind of love, or who is still yearning for it, what's one piece of advice you'd offer?
Start small. Look for those quiet gestures, that friend who always checks in, the gentle word from a family member, even the peaceful moment in nature. Open your eyes to the subtle ways kindness already exists around you.
And give yourself permission to be seen, imperfections and all. True love doesn't shy away from your mess, it embraces it. Dare to be vulnerable with someone you trust.
And remember, grace isn't a prize for the pure, it's a home for the tired. You don't have to clean yourself up before you can receive it. It's already there, waiting. And maybe, just maybe, your story, your willingness to be open, is the next gentle hand that shows someone else what a safe, welcoming, constant love looks like.
What a beautiful thought to leave us with, Elena, and a powerful reminder for all of us. Thank you, Jane, James, and Elena, for such a heartfelt and insightful conversation today. It's truly been a privilege.
Thank you, Nash. This topic is so vital, and I think it's something everyone deep down craves.
My pleasure. It's always a good day when we can talk about the things that truly nourish our souls.
Absolutely. Let's all try to be that constant, welcoming love for someone this week, and for ourselves. Thank you for having us.
That's a perfect call to action. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on Heartfelt Conversations. Until next time, keep nurturing that constant love within yourselves and sharing it with the world. Take care.